Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Cody, I got a new redeem for you to try out. Let me make sure it is here. Okay. So if you go in redeems, do the get hired one. You'll get a new little job thing. I finally got the job thing to work. It's cute. I already played with it. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put this thing. My kofi thing, I gotta figure out where I'm putting it. Hi, Gigi. Good morning. Good morning. How are you today? I hope you're doing all right. That's not what I want. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing all right this morning. How are you, DePrazzo? Are you still at work? Or are you off? Oh, thank you, Gasly. Thank you for the 2 months. Hello, hello. I hope you guys are doing great this morning. Hello, hello. 1 second. I'm trying to figure out where I'm putting my kofi thing. We're gonna do top right. Ooh, okay. That sounds delicious. That sounds really good. But it's 9 a.m. Uh good, good. It's doing better. It still hurts from time to time. So it's getting a little bit better, but there's definitely a nerve that's messed up in my shoulder. And are you okay, Cody? Are you okay? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I pulled something in my shoulder the other day. Well, I really hurt my shoulder. Um, and so something, I think it's the nerve. There's still like a pinched nerve. Thank you. At this point, it's something I'm just gonna be kind of stuck with. But I appreciate the prayers. And Gigi, are you in Puerto Rico? I've been wondering that because yeah, any storm, y'all's power grid is messed up if you're in Puerto Rico. Gotcha. My Mr. Bird's grandmother lives in Puerto Rico currently. So yeah, I pray for y'all all the time because man, it's literally like from what I know, like a big gust of wind can knock out y'all's power grid. Oh, yeah, Cody, you probably should. Cody, you should probably go get that checked out. Go to the doctor. I probably waited too long to go to the doctor. Or not long enough. I don't know. Because they refused to do the MRI. So yeah, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor, please. Ooh, yeah. See, that sucks. See, and we've got a tropical storm heading our way, which usually it'll probably be mild by the time it gets to us because it's hitting New Orleans first. You can go now. You can go now. You can go now, Cody. I'll be streaming later today. So the plan is I'm gonna finish Genesis and then take a little break, eat some breakfast, let the dogs out. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna start playing Baldur's Gate. I'm trying to get our state to put the power lines in the ground. Yeah. Gigi. Please be careful, Cody. Go, yeah, let us know how it goes. But I'll be streaming later. Yeah, Gigi, I not really, I don't eat breakfast until like 10 if I eat breakfast, usually I just wait till lunch because I don't get hungry until like kind of starting now sometimes. Um, or about 10 o'clock. Oh, I gotta turn that off in Stream Elements. I just added Stream Elements back and to be able to do stuff, and I gotta take that off, the ad break off. Chatbot timers. Okay. We're gonna mute. Okay, that should fix that. See, I don't get hungry. So I don't know if that's like a part of like PCOS or what, but I don't eat breakfast. Unless I'm like starving. Which it's rare that I am. Plus I had a cup of coffee, so I didn't have nothing. Aw, you're a kitty cat. Oops, that's not what I want. Kitty kitty. It's okay. It's okay. Ghastly with the 15 stream streak. Okay, it's not it wasn't breakfast. That's what the energy drink is for. But Ghastly got a 15 stream streak. Congratulations, congratulations. Also, there's a new little redeem that you guys can do where you can do the get hired and you get a little job. Cody, I know you're all in support of the energy drinks for breakfast. But oop, yep. Oh, Gigi's employee of the month. Look at Gigi. Hype assistant. That's accurate. And it's randomized too. Because mine was like, of course you do, Cody. Mine was like chat babysitter. Because, like, look, you can even do job check where it does a quick check. See, I'm chat babysitter. Status, suspicious activity. Okay, good. You better. And just let us know how it goes. Okay, we're almost done with the ad break. Let me take off the expression. I don't want to be pouty. Okay. Ooh. DePrazo got coffee runner. Privileges revoked. DePrazo, what did you do? Here, if anybody else wants to do it, now's the time. Because it's not on, the overlay isn't on the Bible reading one. I don't hurt too bad, but now I'm covered in mud. Ugh. Not a lot if they're only paying $4 an hour. I think it means for me, but I don't know. Privileges revoked. He is GG. Okay. Last call for getting your job for this stream. You might have to refresh it. It shouldn't be out of stock. Because it's once per person. And I don't think you did it, Cody. Stock blocked. I don't know how to restock it. I don't know how to restock it for you. There you go. Lobby scout. Needs supervision. Yeah, Cody, you need supervision. Obviously. Falling in mud, getting hurt and stuff. Okay. So you got 20 seconds if you're gonna redeem it for this stream. Cause you can do the get hired once a stream. And so every time you do it, it gives you something different, and you can always do job check to see where you're at, because you can get fired, you can get promoted, things like that. So, okay, final call. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Cause it's time to get into the Bible. Let me get chat. Okay, so we're gonna try to finish. Oh, well, we are gonna finish Genesis today. So we're gonna be in Genesis 40 if anyone wants to follow along. We're gonna finish the story of Joseph and his family. What is that? Is that cup of noodle? Cuppa? Oh, kitty kitty. Gatito. Gatito. So at the ballpark we've been going to, there's a little cat, and I named it Gatito. Okay, so we're at the cupbearer and the baker in Genesis 40. And so sometime later, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt offended their master, the king of Egypt. Wait, I forgot to show you. Ooh, kitty! Yeah, absolutely send it. Send it in the Discord. Okay, also, I've also decided, one second, I gotta, yeah, send it in the Discord. One second, I gotta remember how much we're at. Because once we hit, so I don't know what that is. It crushing? I don't know what that is. Okay, so we're at 368. Once we hit 500, $500 in earned, I am going to do a puppy reveal in Discord. Hi, Jittery Squirrel, you made it just in time. We were just about to get started in Genesis 40. But yeah, once we hit 500 earned total, I will do Cody. I will do a puppy reveal that's between Kofi, subs, bits, throne, all the things. Cody. Jittery Squirrel, welcome to the Discord. Jittery Squirrel, welcome in, welcome in. Okay, focus. I gotta focus. I'm distracted this morning, and that's because I've already had caffeine, but I'm gonna drink some more. Take a page out of Cody's book. Okay. Sometime later, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt offended their master, the king of Egypt. Pharaoh was angry with his two officials, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker, and put them in custody in the house of the captain of the guard in the same prison where Joseph was confined. The captain of the guard assigned them to Joseph, and he attended them. Okay. I have the door open today, and so the dogs might get kicked out. We're attempting to bring them back in, but they've been buttholes this morning, so they might get kicked out. So I might have to take a second to put them up. They're being in buttholes this morning. Yes, doggy doggies. After they had been in custody for some time, each of the two men, the cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were being held in prison, had a dream the same night, and each dream had a meaning of its own. When Joseph came to them the next morning, he saw that they were dejected. So he asked Pharaoh's officials who were in custody with him in his master's house, "Why do you look so sad today?" "We both had dreams," they answered, "but there is no one to interpret them." Then Joseph said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams." So the chief cupbearer told Joseph his dream. He said to him, "In my dream I saw a vine in front of me, and on the vine were 3 branches. As soon as it budded, it blossomed, and its clusters ripened into grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes, squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup, and put the cup in his hand." "This is what it means," Joseph said to him. "The 3 branches are 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your position, and you will put Pharaoh's cup in his hand, just as you used to do when you were his cupbearer. But when all goes well with you, remember me and show me kindness. Mention me to Pharaoh and get me out of this prison." Good morning, Drecky. Good morning, good morning. How are you this morning? And get me out of this prison. I was forcibly carried off from the land of the Hebrews, and even here I have done nothing to deserve being put in a dungeon. I hope you're doing well this morning. Absolutely doing well. I'm a little hopped up on caffeine and adding to it with an energy drink, so we're doing a good this morning. Oh, and 2 streams today, guys. 2 streams. We're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna take a little break, and then I'm gonna come back, and we're gonna play some Baldur's Gate because DePrazzo is awesome and got me the game because they're a sweetheart. And I also, thanks to Cody, am getting my chair this weekend. I ordered it and it'll be here this weekend. Yay! My new comfy chair. And Cody, DePrazzo and Cody. Okay, sorry. I'm in a decent mood this morning, so the coffee helped. When the chief baker saw that Joseph had given a favorable interpretation, he said to Joseph, "I too had a dream. On my head were 3 baskets of bread. In the top basket were all kinds of baked goods for Pharaoh, but the birds were eating them out of the basket on my head." "This is what it means," Joseph said. "The 3 baskets are 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift off your head and impale your... Okay, will lift off your head and impale your body on a pole, and the birds will eat away your flesh." Well, okay. Now the 3rd day was Pharaoh's birthday. He gave a feast for all his officials. He lifted up the heads of the chief cupbearer and the chief's baker in the presence of his officials. He restored the chief cupbearer to his position so that he once again put the cup into Pharaoh's hand, but he impaled the chief baker just as Joseph had said to them in his interpretation. The chief cupbearer, however, did not remember Joseph. He forgot him. Bro, that's rude. One second, let me get a sip. Okay. Yeah, that's cold. Pharaoh's dreams. When 2 full years had passed, Pharaoh had a dream. He was standing by the Nile when out of the river there came up 7 cows, sleek and fat, and they grazed among the reeds. People be forgetful. Well, true. But that was literally within like 3 days. This is like, nah, he didn't help me. After them, 7 other cows, ugly and gaunt, came up out of the Nile and stood beside those on the riverbank. And the cows that were ugly and gaunt ate up the 7 sleek, fat cows. Then Pharaoh woke up. He fell asleep again and had a second dream. 7 heads of grain, healthy and good, were growing on a single stalk. And after them 7 other heads of grain sprouted, thin and scorched by the east wind. The thin heads of grain swallowed up the 7 healthy, full heads. Then Pharaoh woke up. It had been a dream. In the morning his mind was troubled, so he sent for all the magicians and wise men of Egypt. Pharaoh told them his dreams, but no one could interpret them for him. Then the chief cupbearer said to Pharaoh, "Today I'm reminded of my shortcomings. Pharaoh was once angry with his servants, and he imprisoned me and the chief baker in the house of the captain of the guard. To be fair, I forgot to put my sister's water bottle in the dishwasher a few minutes after they told me to. This thing's for puking dirty dishes. Fair. See, I'm forgetful like that too. Each of us had a dream the same night, and each dream had a meaning of its own. Now, a young Hebrew was there with us, a servant of the captain of the guard. We told him our dreams, and he interpreted them for us, giving each man the interpretation of his dream. And things turned out exactly as he interpreted them to us. I was restored to my position, and the other man was impaled. So Pharaoh sent for Joseph, and he was quickly brought from the dungeon. Yeah, I'm like that too. If I don't write it down, I'll forget. When he had shaved and changed his clothes, he came before Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I had a dream, and no one can interpret it, but I've heard it is said of you that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it." "I cannot do it," Joseph replied to Pharaoh, "but God will give Pharaoh the answer he desires." Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "In my dream I was standing on the bank of the Nile, when out of the river there came up 7 cows, fat and sleek, and they grazed among the reeds. After them 7 other cows came up, scrawny and very ugly and lean. I had never seen such ugly cows in all the land of Egypt. Then the lean, ugly cows ate up the 7 fat cows that came up first. But even after they ate them, no one could tell that they had done so. They looked just as ugly as before. Then I woke up. In my dream, I saw 7 heads of grain, full and good, growing on a single stalk. After them, 7 other heads sprouted, withered and thin, and scorched by the east wind. The thin heads of grain swallowed up the 7 good heads. I told this to the magicians, but none of them could explain it to me. Then Joseph said to Pharaoh, "The dreams of Pharaoh are one and the same. God has revealed to Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good cows are 7 years, and the 7 good heads of grain are 7 years. It is one and the same dream. The 7 lean, ugly cows that came up afterward are 7 years, and so are the 7 worthless heads of grain scorched by the east wind. They are 7 years of famine. It is just as I said to Pharaoh. God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. 7 years of great abundance are coming throughout the land of Egypt, but 7 years of famine will follow. Then all the abundance in Egypt will be forgotten, and the famine will ravage the land. The abundance in the land will not be remembered, because the famine that allows it will be so severe. The reason the dream was given to Pharaoh in 2 forms is that the matter has been firmly decided by God, and God will do it soon. And now let Pharaoh look for a discerning and wise man and put him in charge of the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh appoint commissioners over the land to take 1/5 of the harvest of Egypt during the 7 years of abundance. They should collect all the food of these good years that are coming and store up the grain under the authority of Pharaoh to be kept in the cities for food. This food should be held in reserve for the country to be used during the 7 years of famine that will come upon Egypt, so that the country may not be ruined by the famine." The plan seemed good to Pharaoh and to all his officials. So Pharaoh asked them, "Can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God?" Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Since God has made all this known to you, there is no one so discerning and wise as you. You shall be in charge of my palace, and all my people are to submit to your orders. Only with respect to the throne will I be greater than you." Joseph in charge of Egypt. So Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I hereby put you in charge of the whole land of Egypt." Then Pharaoh took his signet ring from his finger and put it on Joseph's finger. He dressed him in robes of fine linen and put a gold chain around his neck. He had him ride in a chariot as his second in command, and people shouted before him, "Make way." Thus he put him in charge of the whole land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I am Pharaoh, but without your word no one will lift a hand or foot in all Egypt." Pharaoh gave Joseph the name Zaphanath Paneah and gave him Asenath, daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, to be his wife. And Joseph went throughout the land of Egypt. Joseph was 30 years old when he entered the service of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. When you said wise men, wow. Wow, Cody. Never made it as a wise man. Stop. And Joseph went from Pharaoh's presence and traveled throughout Egypt. During the 7 years of abundance, the land produced plentifully. Joseph collected all the food produced in those 7 years of abundance in Egypt and stored. Oh my gosh, Gigi is just a baby. You probably have. You're pretty on TikTok, so I'm pretty sure you've heard him at least once. Abundance and stored it in the cities. In each city, he put the food grown in the fields surrounding it. Joseph stored up huge quantities of grain like the sand of the sea. It was so much that he stopped keeping records because it was beyond measure. Before the years of famine, 2 sons were born to Joseph by Asni, daughter of Potiphar, priest of On. Joseph named his firstborn Manasseh and said, "It is because God has made me forget all my trouble and all my father's household." The second son he named Ephraim and said, "It is because God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering." The 7 years of abundance in Egypt came to an end, and the 7 years of famine began, just as Joseph had said. There was famine in all the other lands, but in the whole land of Egypt there was food. When all Egypt began to feel famine, the people cried to Pharaoh for food. Then Pharaoh told the Egyptians, "Go to Joseph and do what he tells you." When the famine had spread over the whole country, Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold grain to the Egyptians for the famine. For the famine was severe throughout Egypt, and all the world came to Egypt to buy grain from Joseph because the famine was severe everywhere. 42. Joseph's brothers go to Egypt. When Jacob learned that there was grain in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Why do you just keep looking at each other?" He continued, "I have heard that there is grain in Egypt. Go down there and buy some for us, so that we may live and not die." Then 10 of Joseph's brothers went down to buy grain from Egypt. But Jacob did not send Benjamin, Joseph's brother, with the others because he was afraid that harm might come to him. So Israel's sons were among those who went to buy grain, for there was famine in the land of Canaan also. Now Joseph was the governor of the land, the person who sold grain to all its people. So when Joseph's brothers arrived, they bowed down to him with their faces to the ground. As soon as Joseph saw his brothers, he recognized them, but he pretended to be a stranger and spoke harshly to them. "Where do you come from?" he asked. "From the land of Canaan," they replied, "to buy food." Although Joseph recognized his brothers, they did not recognize him. Then he remembered his dreams about them and said to them, "You are spies. You have come to see where our land is unprotected." "No, my lord," they answered. "Your servants have come to buy food. We are all the sons of one man. Your servants are honest men and not spies." "No," he said to them, "you have come to see where our land is unprotected." But they replied, "Your servants were 12 brothers, the sons of one man, who lives in the land of Canaan. The youngest is now with our father, and one is no more." Joseph said to them, "It is just as I told you, you are spies, and this is how you'll be tested. As surely as Pharaoh lives, you will not leave this place unless your youngest brother comes here. Send one of your number to get your brother. The rest of you will be kept in prison, so that your words may be tested to see if you are telling the truth. If you are not, then as surely as Pharaoh lives, you are spies." And he put them all in custody for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Joseph said to them, "Do this, and you will live, for I fear God. If you are honest men, let one of your brothers stay here in prison, while the rest of you go and take grain back for your starving households. But you must bring your youngest brother to me, so that your words will be verified, and that you may not die." This they proceeded to do. They said to one another, "Surely we are being punished because of our brother. We saw how distressed he was when he pleaded for us for his life, but we would not listen. That's why this distress has come on us." Reuben replied, "Didn't I tell you not to sin against the boy? But you wouldn't listen. Now we must give an accounting." Thank you for the head pads. Accounting for his blood. They did not realize that Joseph could understand them, since he was using an interpreter. He turned away from them and began to weep, but then came back and spoke to them again. He had Simeon taken from them and bound before their eyes. Joseph gave orders to fill their bags with grain, to put each man's silver back in his sack, and to give them provisions for their journey. After this was done for them, they loaded their grain on their donkeys and left. At the place where they stopped for the night, one of them opened his sack to get feed for his donkey, and he saw his silver in the mouth of the sack. On the sticky note. My silver has been returned, he said to his brothers. Here it is in my sack. Their hearts sank, and they turned to each other trembling and said, What is this that God has done to us? When they came to their father Jacob in the land of Canaan, they told him all that had happened to them. They said, The man who is Lord over the land spoke harshly to us, and treated us as though we were spying on the land. But we said to him, We are honest men, we are not spies. We were 12 brothers, sons of one father. One is no more, and the youngest is now with our father in Canaan. Then the man who is Lord over the land said to us, This is how I will know whether you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers here with me, and take food for your starving households, and go. But bring your youngest brother to me, so I will know that you are not spies, but honest men. Then I will give your brother back to you, and you can trade in the land. Only 53 twigs left. Man, you go through twigs. To be fair, I should I should have let y'all keep the money from the job thing. The twigs. As they were emptying their sacks, there in each man's sack was his pouch of silver. When they and their father saw the money pouches, they were frightened. Their father Jacob said to them, You have deprived me of my children. Joseph is no more, and Simeon is no more, and now you want to take Benjamin. Everything is against me. Then Reuben said to his father, You may put both of my sons to death if I do not bring him back to you. Entrust him to my care, and I will bring him back. Every time I hit 3K twigs, I waste them, so I'm in a constant loop of 2K twigs. But Jacob said, My son will not go down there with you. His brother is dead, and he is the only one left. If harm comes to him on the journey you are taking, you will bring my gray head down to the grave in sorrow. 43. The second journey to Egypt. Now the famine was still severe in the land, so when they had eaten all the grain they had brought from Egypt, their father said to them, Go back and buy us a little more food. But Judah said to him, The man warned us solemnly, You will not see my face again unless your brother is with you. If you will send our brother along with us, we will go down and buy food for you. But if you will not send him, we will not go down, because the man said to us, You will not see my face again unless your brother is with you. Israel asked, Why did you bring this trouble on me by telling the man you had another brother? They replied, The man questioned us closely about ourselves and our family. Is your family still living? He asked. Do you have another brother? We simply answered his questions. How are we to know? He would say, Bring your brother down here. Then Judah said to Israel his father, Send the boy along with me, and we will go at once, so that we and you and our children may live and not die. I myself will guarantee his safety. You can hold me personally responsible for him. If I do not bring him back to you and set him here before you, I will bear the blame before you all my life. As it is, if we had not delayed, we could have gone and returned twice. Sorry, Mr. Bird texted me and I lost my train of thought. Then their father Israel said to them, If it must be, then do this. Put some of the best products of the land in your bags and take them down to the man as a gift. A little balm and a little honey, some spices and myrrh, some pistachio nuts and almonds. Take double the amount of silver with you, for you must return the silver that was put back into the mouth of your sacks. Perhaps it was a mistake. Take your brother also and go back to the man at once, and may God Almighty grant you mercy before the man, so that he will let your other brother and Benjamin come back with you. As for me, if I am bereaved, I am bereaved. So the men took the gifts and doubled the amount of silver, and Benjamin also. They hurried down to Egypt and presented themselves to Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the steward of his house, Take these men to my house, slaughter an animal, and prepare a meal. They are to eat with me at noon. The man did as Joseph told him and took the men to Joseph's house. Now the men were frightened when they were taken to his house. They thought, "We were brought here because of the silver that was put back into our sacks the first time. He wants to attack us and overpower us and seize us as slaves and take our donkeys." My favorite Smurf-colored chicken. I am not a chicken. I'm not a chicken. Lo-fi. How rude. Good morning, Lo-fi. Not the Smurf-colored chicken. So they went up to Joseph's steward, spoke to him at the entrance to the house. "We beg your pardon, our lord," they said. "We came down here the first time to buy food, but at the place where we stopped for the night, we opened our sacks and each of us found his silver, the exact weight, in the mouth of his sack. So we have brought it back with us. We also have brought additional silver with us to buy food. We don't know who put our silver in our sacks." "It's all right," he said. "Don't be afraid. Your God, the God of your father, has given you treasure in your sacks. I received your silver." Then he brought Simeon out to them. The steward took the men into Joseph's house, gave them water to wash their feet, and provided fodder for their donkeys. They prepared their gifts for Joseph's arrival at noon because they had heard that they were to eat there. Got things to do. Have a great day. It's okay. I'm streaming later. I'll be playing Baldur's Gate later if you want to hop in. Okay. Yeah. But Bald Gate. That's the perfect opportunity for y'all to make me bald. Yeah, Bald Gate. Okay. Okay. But if I don't see you later, have a great day, Lo-Fi. Thank you for the head pats. Gigi, no! I know you got all the monies. The steward just said that when Joseph came home, they presented to him the gifts they had brought into the house, and they bowed down before him to the ground. He asked them how they were, and then he said, "How is your aged father you told me about? Is he still living?" They replied, "Your servant, our father, is still alive and well," and they bowed down, prostrating themselves before him. As he looked about and saw his brother Benjamin, his own mother's son, he asked, "Is this your youngest brother, the one you told me about?" And he said, "God be gracious to you, my son." Deeply moved at the sight of his brother, Joseph hurried out and looked for a place to weep. He went to his private room and wept there. This dude cries a lot. Like, I get it. Like, his brothers tried to kill him, and now he's just so grateful that they're alive. But man, he weeps, like, at the drop of a hat. Yeah, poor guy. After he had washed his face, he came out, controlling himself, said, "Serve the food." They served him by himself, the brothers by themselves, and the Egyptians who ate with him by themselves, because Egyptians could not eat with Hebrews, for that is detestable to Egyptians. The men had been seated before him in the order of their ages, from the firstborn to the youngest, and they looked at each other in astonishment. When portions were served to them from Joseph's table, Benjamin's portion was 5 times as much as anyone else's. So they feasted and drank freely with him. Absolutely. See, there's nothing wrong with being in touch with your emotions. But I think he weeps like 6 different times. So we're already at 2, I think. Yeah, I think we're already at 2. A silver cup in a sack. Now Joseph gave these instructions to the steward of his house: "Fill the men's sack with as much food as they can carry, and put each man's silver in the mouth of his sack. Then put my cup, the silver one, in the mouth of the youngest one's sack, along with the silver for his grain." And he did as Joseph said. As morning dawned, the men were sent on their way with their donkeys. They had not gone far from the city when Joseph said to his steward, "Go after those men at once, and when you catch up with them, say to them, 'Why have you repaid good with evil? Isn't this the cup my master drinks from, and also uses for divination? This is a wicked thing you have done.'" When he caught up with them, he repeated these words to them. But they said to him, "Why does my lord say such things? Far be it from your servants to do anything like that. We even brought back to you from the land of Canaan the silver we found inside the mouths of our sacks. So why would we steal silver or gold from your master's house? If any of your servants is found to have it, he will die, and the rest of us will become my lord's slaves." "Very well, then," he said, "let it be as you say. Whoever is found to have it will become my slave. The rest of you will be free from blame." Each of them quickly lowered his sack to the ground and opened it. Then the steward proceeded to search, beginning with the oldest and ending with the youngest. And the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. At this, they tore their clothes. Then they all loaded their donkeys and returned to the city. Joseph was still in the house when Judah and his brothers came in, and they threw themselves to the ground before him. Joseph said to them, "What is this you have done? Don't you know that a man like me can find things out by divination?" "What can we say to my lord?" Judah replied. "What can we say? How can we prove our innocence? God has uncovered your servant's guilt. We are now my lord's slaves, we ourselves and the one who was found to have the cup." But Joseph said, "Far be it from me to do such a thing. Only the man who was found to have the cup will become my slave. The rest of you go back to your father in peace." Then Judah went up to him and said, "Pardon your servant, my lord. Let me speak a word to my lord. Do not be angry with your servant, though you are equal to Pharaoh himself. My lord asked his servants, 'Do you have a father or a brother?' And we answered, 'We have an aged father, and there is a young son born to him in his old age. His brother is dead, and he is the only one of his mother's sons left, and his father loves him.' Then you said to your servants, 'Bring him down to me so I can see him for myself.' And we said to my lord, 'The boy cannot leave his father. If he leaves him, his father will die.' But you told your servants, 'Unless your youngest brother comes down with you, you will not see my face again.' When we went back to your servant, my father, we told him what my lord had said. Then our father said, 'Go back and buy a little more food.' But we said, 'We cannot go down. Only if our youngest brother is with us will we go. We cannot see the man's face unless our youngest brother is with us.' Your servant my father said to us, 'You know that my wife bore me 2 sons. One of them went away from me, and I said, He has surely been torn to pieces, and I have not seen him since. If you take this one from me too, and harm comes to him, you will bring my gray head down to the grave in misery.' So now if the boy is not with us when I go back to your servant my father, and if my father, whose life is closely bound up with the boy's life, sees that the boy isn't there, he will die. Your servants will bring the gray head of our father down to the grave in sorrow." Your servant guaranteed the boy's safety to my father. I said, "If I do not bring him back to you, I will bear the blame before you, my father, all my life. Now then, please let your servant remain here as my lord's slave in place of the boy, and let the boy return with his brothers. How can I go back to my father if the boy is not with me? No, do not let me see the misery that would come on my father." Joseph makes himself known. Then Joseph could no longer control himself before all his attendants, and he cried out, "Have everyone leave my presence." So there was no one with Joseph when he made himself known to his brothers. And he wept so loudly, 3, that the Egyptians heard him, and Pharaoh's household heard about it. Joseph said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Is my father still living?" But his brothers were not able to answer him because they were terrified at his presence. Then Joseph said to his brothers, "Come close to me." When they had done so, he said, "I am your brother Joseph, the one you sold into Egypt. And now do not be distressed, and do not be angry with yourselves for selling me here, because it was to save the lives that God sent me ahead of you. For 2 years now there had been famine in the land, and for the next 5 years there will be no plowing and reaping. But God sent me ahead of you to preserve for you a remnant on earth and to save your lives by a great deliverance. So then it was not you who sent me here, but God. He made me father to Pharaoh, lord of his entire household and ruler of all Egypt. Now hurry back to my father and say to him, 'This is what your son Joseph says. God has made me lord of all Egypt. Come down to me, don't delay. You shall live in the region of Goshen and be near me, you, your children and grandchildren, your flocks and herds, and all you have. I will provide for you there, because 5 years of famine are still to come. Otherwise, you and your household and all who belong to you will become destitute. You can see for yourselves, and so can my brother Benjamin, that it is really I who am speaking to you. Tell my father about all the honor accorded me in Egypt and about everything you have seen, and bring my father down here quickly." Then he threw his arms around his brother Benjamin and wept. 4. And Benjamin embraced him, weeping, and he kissed all his brothers and wept over them. We'll keep that as 4. Afterward, his brothers talked with him. When the news reached Pharaoh's palace that Joseph's brothers had come, Pharaoh and all his officials were pleased. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Tell your brothers, do this. Load your animals and return to the land of Canaan and bring your father and your families back to me. I will give you the best of the land of Egypt, and you can enjoy the fat of the land." You are also directed to tell them, "Do this. Take some carts from Egypt for your children and your wives, and get your father and come. Never mind about your belongings, because the best of all Egypt will be yours." Welcome in, the one and only Creepy Pro. Welcome in. We are in Genesis 45:21. If you want to follow along, if you want to listen, that's all right too. So the sons of Israel did this. Joseph gave them carts, as Pharaoh had commanded, and also gave them provisions for their journey. To each of them he gave new clothing, but to Benjamin he gave 300 shekels of silver and 5 sets of clothes. And no worries, thank you for the lurk. Absolutely. And this is what he sent to his father: 10 donkeys loaded with the best things. Let me finish this section and then you can ask your question, okay? How many of these are there? Many of what? How many what? How many of... How many of these are there? I don't know. Like numbers or... Oh, so there's 50 chapters in Genesis. So I'm going to finish Genesis today. No, it's okay. Loaded with the best things of Egypt, and 10 female donkeys loaded with grain and bread and other provisions for his journey. Then he sent his brothers away. As they were leaving, he said to them, "Don't quarrel on the way." So they went up out of Egypt and came to their father Jacob in the land of Canaan. They told him, "Joseph is still alive. In fact, he's ruler of all Egypt." Jacob was stunned. He did not believe them. But when they told him everything Joseph had said to them, when he saw the carts Joseph had sent to carry him back, the spirit of their father Jacob revived. And Israel said, "I am convinced my son Joseph is still alive. I will go and see him before I die." It's okay. So yeah, there's 50 chapters in Genesis. I'm gonna finish it up today so that tomorrow we're in Exodus. Which Exodus is pretty good. There's some really good parts in Exodus. Jacob goes to Egypt. So Israel set out with all that was his, and when he reached Beersheba, he offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. And God spoke to Israel in a vision at night and said, "Jacob, Jacob." "Here I am," he replied. "I am God, the God of your father." He said, "Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make you into a great nation there. I will go down to Egypt with you, and I will surely bring you back again, and Joseph's own hand will close your eyes." Then Jacob left Beersheba, and Israel's sons took their father Jacob and their children and their wives in the carts that Pharaoh had sent to transport them. So Jacob and all his offspring went to Egypt, taking with them their livestock and the possessions they had acquired in Canaan. Jacob brought with him to Egypt his sons and grandsons, his daughters. Cody! Oh, you're so sweet, Cody. Thank you, Cody. You're so sweet. My goodness, you're so sweet. You wanted the badge. Oh, Cody. And thank you for the head pats, Gigi. All his offspring. That's an iconic line. Oh no! Oh no! We've got more names! Not more names! Okay, let me get a sip and then we're gonna read the names. Okay. Locked in for names. These are the names of the sons of Israel. Hey, Zachalope. Hello, hello. You came just in time for the names. Who went to Egypt. Reuben, the firstborn of Jacob. The sons of Reuben: Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. The sons of Simeon: Jemuel, Jamin, Ohad, Jakin, Zohar, and Shaul. The sons of a Canaanite woman. The sons of Levi: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The sons of Judah: Er, Onan, Shelah, Perez, and Zerah. But Er and Onan had died in the land of Canaan. The sons of Perez: Hezron and Hamul. The sons of Issachar. If they heard this, they would have rioted. I really hope I'm not far off, but I've already apologized for my pronunciation. I'm doing my best. The sons of Issachar: Tola and Pua, Jeshab and Shimron. The sons of Zebulun: Sarad, Elon, and Jaleel. These were the sons Leah bore to Jacob in Padan Aram, beside his daughter Dinah. These sons and daughters were 33 in all. Oh gosh. The sons of Gad: Zephon, Haggai, Shuni, Ezban, Eri, Aradi, and Areli. Cody! Cody, you're being too nice today. Okay. Are you going to the doctor? You better be going to the doctor. You're so sweet. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate it so much. But I hope you're going to the doctor. Good. Get checked out. Hey, Jake. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're finishing up Genesis today. Holy bits. Yeah, yep. Holy bits. See? Dang, DePrazzo, you're giving him ideas. We have a whole nother stream later. Don't give him ideas. Y'all are funny, but thank you. Okay, so we're in 46:16, the sons of Gad. Okay. Oh, wait, I just said that one. So the sons of Asher. Giving him ideas. Imnah, Ishvi, and Beriah. Their sister was Sarah. The sons of Beriah: Heber and Malkiel. These were the children born to Jacob by Zilpah, whom Laban had given to his daughter Leah, 16 in all. Gosh. The sons of Jacob's wife Rachel: Joseph and Benjamin. And Egypt, Manasseh, and Ephraim were born to Joseph by Asnith, I don't know how to say her name, daughter of Potiphar, priest of On. The sons of Benjamin: Bela, Becher, Ashbel, Gera, Naaman, Ahi, Rosh, Mupim, Hupim, and Ard. Hupim? I don't know. These were the sons of Rachel who were born to Jacob, 14 in all. The sons of Dan: Hushim. The sons of Naphtali: Jaziel, Guni, Jazar, and Shillem. These were the sons born to Jacob by Bilhah, whom Laban had given to his daughter Rachel, 7 in all. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh, that was a lot of names. All those who went to Egypt with Jacob, those who were his direct descendants, not counting his sons' wives, numbered 66 persons. With the 2 sons who had been born to Joseph in Egypt, the members of Jacob's family which went to Egypt were 70 in all. Choo choo. I know, you opened that. You got that hype train. Oh, that's a cute emote. Who's this diva? I hope I'm not a diva. I try not to be. Now Jacob sent Judah ahead of him to Joseph to get directions to Goshen. When they arrived in the region of Goshen, Joseph had his chariot made ready and went to Goshen to meet his father Israel. As soon as Joseph appeared before him, he threw his arms around his father and wept for a long time. Israel said to Joseph, "Now I am ready to die, since I have seen for myself that you are still alive." Then Joseph said to his brothers and his father's household, "Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you. I'm glad I'm not. I don't want to be. I'm I'm only bougie about like tech things. I don't really think I'm bougie at all. But when it comes to smart tech, I like tech. Like smart light bulbs and things like that. That's the only thing Mr. Bird says I'm bougie about. And he makes fun of me. I will go up and speak to Pharaoh and will say to him, 'My brothers and my father's household who are living in the land of Canaan have come to me. The men are shepherds, they tend livestock, and they have brought along their flocks and herds and everything they own.'" Yeah, so smart light bulbs and like the Alexas. I'm not going to say her name because I have one in the room. So like smart products, so like I can tell the light bulbs to turn the lights on and off smart ways. That's the only thing I'm bougie about, and he thinks it's hilarious. Yeah. So, sorry, my mom texted me too. When Pharaoh calls you in and asks, "What is your occupation?" you should answer, "Your servants have tended livestock from our boyhood on, just as our fathers did." Then you will be allowed to settle in the region of Goshen, for all shepherds are detestable to the Egyptians. Yeah, technology is okay to be fancy. That's one of the few things I'm fancy about. I don't do. I call her Lady with an A. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, technology I like to be fancy about. I don't do anything designer. I am a country girl at heart, kind of. Um, but I'm bougie about smart tech. Um, and food. I don't spend a lot on food, but food is the one thing I will spend money on. I love me some food. That's why my model's a little plump, because I am also a little plump. Okay. Joseph went and told Pharaoh, "My father and brothers with their flocks and herds. I'm too poor to be pushy at all. I still run 1050 in my computer." Yeah, yeah. Feel that. I feel that so hard. But see, even if I did have money, I don't think I'd get um like designer stuff. I'm not that kind of person. Oh. Uh, mm, man, I got a bot on Kick. Wild. Oh, I got a bot on Kick. Wild. Good to know that that happens. Sorry. Just don't walk into any barns with a farmer wielding an axe. No, no, no. Nope. Yeah. So, cuz I'm multi-streaming to Kick, which I don't know why it's not showing the I don't know. I didn't see it share the chat there. Let me check on that actually. Sorry. Now I'm distracted cuz oh my gosh, you guys. That was rude. Now I'm distracted. There we go. I'm the farmer. No. Oh my goodness. Bye, Gigi. I'll see you in a little while. I'll be streaming again after this. After I eat some breakfast. Yeah. Wild. Okay, so maybe a chat should pop back up here in a second, maybe. Okay. Now I gotta figure out where I left off. Okay. Joseph went and told Pharaoh, "My father and brothers, with their flocks and herds and everything they own, have come from the land of Canaan and are now in Goshen." He chose 5 of his brothers and presented them before Pharaoh. Pharaoh asked his brothers, "What is your occupation?" "Your servants are shepherds," they replied to Pharaoh, "just as our fathers were." They also said to him, "We have come to live here for a while because the famine is severe in Canaan, and your servants' flocks have no pasture. So now please let your servants settle in Goshen." Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Your father and your brothers have come to you, and the land of Egypt is before you. Your father and your brothers in the best part of the land. Let them live in Goshen, and if you know of any among them with special ability, put them in charge of my own livestock." Then Joseph brought his father Jacob in and presented him before Pharaoh. Dude, that's uncalled for. Uncalled for, my guy. Because there's no one in my front yard. Let me double check. Yeah, no one in the front yard. I don't know why they're yelling. They said, "We feel like yelling, we're gonna yell." Yeah. Hi. Welcome in. Yeah. Coconut Cody gifted 5 subs. Yeah. But welcome in. We're in Genesis 47 9, I think, is where I left. Oh wait, no, 7. Then Joseph brought his father Jacob in and presented him before Pharaoh. And after Jacob blessed Pharaoh, Pharaoh asked him, "How old are you?" And Jacob said to Pharaoh, "The years of my pilgrimage are 130. My years have been few and difficult, and they do not equal the years of the pilgrimage of my fathers." Then Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from his presence. So Joseph settled his father and his brothers in Egypt and gave them property in the best part of the land, the district of Ramses, as Pharaoh directed. Joseph also provided his father and his brothers and all his father's household with food according to the number of their children. Joseph and the famine. Oh my God. I don't know what set them off. They're just being wild today. There was no food, however, in the whole region because the famine was severe. Both Egypt and Canaan wasted away because of the famine. Joseph collected all the money that was to be found in Egypt and Canaan in payment for the grain they were buying, and he brought it to the Pharaoh's palace. When the money of the people of Egypt and Canaan were gone, all Egypt came to Joseph and said, "Give us food. Why should we die before our eyes? Our money is all gone." "Then bring your livestock," said Joseph. "I will sell your food in exchange for your livestock, since your money is gone." Whoa, what? I don't know what just happened. It decided to jump up. So they brought their livestock to Joseph, and he gave them food in exchange for their horses, their sheep and goats, their cattle and donkeys. And he brought them through that year with food in exchange for all their livestock. When that year was over, they came to him the following year and said, "We cannot hide from our Lord the fact that since our money is gone and our livestock belongs to you, there is nothing left for our Lord except our bodies and our land. Why should we perish before your eyes, we and our land as well? Buy us and our land in exchange for food, and we with our land will be in bondage to Pharaoh. Give us seed so that we may live and not die, and that the land may not become desolate." So Jacob bought all the land in Egypt for Pharaoh. The Egyptians, one and all, sold their fields because the famine was too severe for them. The land became Pharaoh's, and Joseph reduced the people to servitude, from one end of Egypt to the other. However, he did not buy the land of the priests, because they received a regular allotment from Pharaoh and had food enough from the allotment Pharaoh gave them. That is why they did not sell their land. Joseph said to the people, "Now that I have bought you and your land today for Pharaoh, here is seed for you, so you can plant the ground. But when the crop comes in, give a fifth of it to Pharaoh. The other four-fifths you may keep as seed for the fields and as food for yourselves and your households and your children." "You have saved our lives," they said. "May we find favor in the eyes of our Lord. We will be in bondage to Pharaoh." Let's see. Let me just try to see if I can finish this before finish this section. Jacob lived in Egypt 17 years, and the years of his life were 147. When the time drew near for Israel to die, he called for his son Joseph and said to him, "If I have found favor in your eyes, put your hand under my thigh and promise that you will show me kindness and faithfulness. Do not bury me in Egypt, but when I rest with my fathers, carry me out of Egypt and bury me where they are buried." "I will do as you say," he said. "Swear to me," he said. And then Joseph swore to him, and Israel worshipped as he leaned on the top of his staff. Manasseh and Ephraim. Sometime later, Joseph was told, "Your father is ill," so he took his two sons Manasseh and Ephraim along with him. When Jacob was told, "Your son Joseph has come to you," Israel rallied his strength and sat up on the bed. Jacob said to Joseph, "I don't really either." I don't know. I think it was like just more of a promise thing. I don't know. I still don't understand that. I guess so, kind of. I guess that sounds about right. Jacob said to Joseph, "God Almighty appeared to me at Luz in the land of Canaan, and there he blessed me and said to me, 'I'm going to make you fruitful and increase your numbers. I will make you a community of peoples, and I will give this land as an everlasting possession to your descendants after you. Now then, your two sons born to you in Egypt before I came to you here will be reckoned as mine. Ephraim and Manasseh will be mine, just as Reuben and Simeon are mine. Any children born to you after them will be yours in the territory they inherit. They will be reckoned under the names of their brothers. As I was returning from Padan, to my sorrow, Rachel died in the land of Canaan while we were still on the way, a little distance from Ephrath. So I buried her there beside the road at Ephrath, that is Bethlehem." When Israel saw the sons of Joseph, he asked, "Who are these?" "They are the sons God has given me here," Joseph said to his father. Then Israel said, "Bring them to me so I may bless them." Now Israel's eyes were failing because of old age, and he could hardly see. So Joseph brought his sons close to him, and his father kissed them and embraced them. Israel said to Joseph, "I never expected to see your face again, and now God has allowed me to see your children too." Then Joseph removed them from Israel's knees and bowed down with his face to the ground. And Joseph took both of them, Ephraim on his right toward Israel's left hand, and Manasseh on his left towards Israel's right hand, and brought them close to him. But Israel reached out his right hand and put it on Ephraim's head, though he was younger, and crossing his arms, he put his left hand on Manasseh's head, even though Manasseh was the firstborn. Then he blessed Joseph and said, "May the God whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac walked faithfully, the God who has been my shepherd all my life to this day, the angels who's delivered me from all harm, may he bless these boys, may they be called by my name and the names of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, and may they increase greatly on earth." When Joseph saw his father placing his right hand on Ephraim's head, he was displeased. So he took hold of his father's hand and moved it from Ephraim's head to Manasseh's. Joseph said to him, "No, my father, this is the firstborn. Put your right hand on his head." But his father refused and said, "I know, my son, I know. He too will become a people, and he too will become great. Nevertheless, his younger brother will be greater than he, and his descendants will become a group of nations." He blessed them that day and said, "In your name will Israel pronounce this blessing. May God make you like Ephraim and Manasseh." So he put Ephraim ahead of Manasseh. Then Israel said to Joseph, "I'm about to die, but God will be with you and take you back to the land of your fathers. And to you I give one more ridge of land than to your brothers, the ridge I took from the Amorites with my sword and my bow." And another 5 minutes. Jacob blesses his sons. Then Jacob called for his sons and said, "Gather around so I can tell you what will happen to you in the days to come. Assemble and listen, sons of Jacob. Listen to your father Israel. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my might, the first sign of my strength, excelling in honor, excelling in power. Turbulent as the waters, you will no longer excel, for you went up onto your father's bed, onto my couch, and defiled it." Okay. He did not like that. Simeon and Levi are brothers. Their swords are weapons of violence. Let me not enter their council. Let me not join their assembly, for they have killed men in their anger, and hamstrung oxen are as they pleased. Cursed be their anger so fierce, and their fury so cruel. I will scatter them in Jacob and disperse them in Israel. Judah, your brothers will praise you. Your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. Your father's sons will bow down to you. You are a lion's cub, Judah. You return from the prey, my son. Like a lion he crouches and lies down, like a lioness who dares to rouse him. The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until he to whom it belongs shall come, and the obedience of the nation shall be his. He will tether his donkey to a vine, his colt to the choicest branch. He will wash his garments in wine, his robes in the blood of grapes. His eyes will be darker than wine, his teeth whiter than milk. Zebulun will live by the seashore and become a haven for ships. His border will extend toward Sidon. Issachar is a raw-boned donkey lying down among the sheep pens. When he sees how good is his resting place and how pleasant is his land, he will bend his shoulder to the burden and submit to forced labor. Dan will provide justice for his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan will be a snake by the roadside, a viper along the path that bites the horse's heels so that its rider tumbles backwards. I look for your deliverance, Lord. Gad will be attacked by a band of raiders, but he will attack them at their heels. Asher's food will be rich. He will provide delicacies fit for a king. Naphtali is a doe set free that bears beautiful fawns. Joseph is a fruitful vine near a spring whose branches climb over a wall. With bitterness, archers attacked him. They shot at him with hostility, but his bow remained steady, his strong arm stayed limber. Because of the hand of the mighty one of Jacob, because of the shepherd, the rock of Israel, because of your father's God who helps you, because of the Almighty who blesses you with the blessings of the skies above. Blessings of the deep spring below, blessings of the breast and womb. Your father's blessings are greater than the blessings of the ancient mountains, than the bounty of the age-old hills. Let all these rest on the head of Joseph, on the brow of the prince among his brothers. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. In the morning he devours the prey, in the evenings he divides the plunder. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is what their father said to them when he blessed them, giving each the blessing appropriate to him. The death of Jacob. Then he gave them these instructions. I am about to be gathered to my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave in the field of Ephron the Hittite, the cave in the field of Machpelah near Mamre in Canaan, which Abraham bought along with the field as a burial place from Ephron the Hittite. There Abraham and his wife Sarah were buried. There Isaac and his wife Rebekah were buried. And there I buried Leah. The field and the cave in it were bought from the Hittites. When Jacob had finished giving these instructions to his son, he drew up his feet into the bed, breathed his last, and was gathered to his people. You know, Jacob was tough. Well, how they talk about him in the Bible here. Yeah. He was. He did a lot. He literally wrestled with God. So he had to be a little tough. Okay, so this is the last chapter of Genesis. We're almost through. Joseph threw himself on his father and wept over him and kissed him. Yeah, absolutely. I was right. He wept 6 times. I think. I lost count. I think that was 6. I don't remember. Then Joseph directed the physicians and his servants to embalm his father Israel. So the physicians embalmed him, taking a full 40 days, for that was the time required for embalming, and the Egyptians mourned for him 70 days. When the days of mourning had passed, Joseph said to Pharaoh's court, "If I found favor in your eyes, speak to Pharaoh for me. Tell him, my fathers made me swear an oath and said, I'm about to die. Bury me in the tomb I dug for myself in the land of Canaan. Now let me go up and bury my father, then I will return." Pharaoh said, "Go up and bury your father as he made you swear to do." So Joseph went up to bury his father. All Pharaoh's officials accompanied him, the dignitaries of his court and all the dignitaries of Egypt, beside all the members of Joseph's household, his brothers, and those belonging to his father's household. Only their children and their flocks and herds were left in Goshen. Chariots and horsemen also went up with him. It was a very large company. When they reached the threshing floor of Atad, near the Jordan, they lamented loudly and bitterly, and there Joseph observed a 7-day period of mourning for his father. When the Canaanites who lived there saw the mourning at the threshing floor of Atad, they said, "The Egyptians are holding a solemn ceremony of mourning." That is why that place near the Jordan is called Abel Mizraim. So Jacob's sons did as he had commanded them. They carried him to the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave in the field of Machpelah near Mamre, which Abraham had bought along with the field as a burial place from Ephron the Hittite. After burying his father, Joseph returned to Egypt together with his brothers and all the others who had gone with him to bury his father. Joseph reassures his brothers. When Joseph's brothers saw their father was dead, they said, "What if Joseph holds a grudge against us and pays us back all the wrongs we did to him?" So they sent word to Joseph saying, "Your father left these instructions before he died. This is what you are to say to Joseph. I ask you to forgive your brothers the sins and the wrongs they committed in treating you so badly. Now please forgive the sins of the servants of the God of your father." When their message came to him, Joseph wept. His brothers then came and threw themselves down before him. "We are your slaves," they said. But Joseph said to them, "Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. So then don't be afraid. I will provide for you and your children." And he reassured them and spoke kindly to them. The death of Joseph. Joseph stayed in Egypt along with all his father's family. He lived 110 years and saw the third generation of Ephraim's children. Oh, that's pretty. That's sweet. He saw 3 generations. So actually 4 generations, because the third generation of Ephraim's children. That's nice. All the children of Machir, son of Manasseh, were placed at the birth on Joseph's knees. Then Joseph said to his brothers, "I'm about to die, but God will surely come to your aid and take you up out of this land, to the land he promised an oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." So Joseph made the Israelites swear an oath and said, "God will surely come to your aid, and then you must carry my bones up from this place." So Joseph died at the age of 110, and after they embalmed him, he was placed in a coffin in Egypt. Aww. Okay, that is the end of Genesis. So tomorrow, what the plan is, because Thursday night I have plans. So we're going to do, here's the plan. I'm going to, after I pray us out today, I'm going to go take a little break, eat me some breakfast, let the dogs out, get them to let some energy out, and then I'm going to come back. We're going to play some Baldur's Gate. With Baldur's Gate today, it's going to be just kind of making my character chitting and chatting, yapping some, getting the game mechanics down again, because it's been a minute since I've played. And then tomorrow I'm going to do my evening stream where we're going to start Exodus. And then Thursday... What? Oh my gosh. Stream... This is why I don't like Stream Elements. But I needed it. I don't... I need to fix that. One second. I'm sorry, Jake. I don't know what I did. And that wasn't even like my general modding. It was stupid Stream Elements. Let me see. No, it usually doesn't, but I added Stream Elements back today, and it's being dumb. So, that wasn't you. That was stupid settings. Okay. That should fix it. Hello, some squirrel. Yeah, man down. Yeah. So, okay. So, I don't know what it's doing. Oh, man. Okay. It's about to do the ad, so I gotta make this quick. Okay. Plan. Baldur's Gate later. Um, and then tomorrow is just going to be our evening Bible stream at 4 p.m. CST US. And then good morning, Some Squirrel. Welcome in. We're about to finish up, and then I'm going to come back and play Baldur's Gate in a little bit. Well, I might as well wait for the 3-minute ad. But, so yeah, Baldur's Gate later, evening stream tomorrow. Thursday morning stream, and then some more Baldur's Gate after that. But I'll be telling a Bible story while we play. Okay. I'm gonna have to wait for the ad, and then I'm gonna pray us out. So as soon as the ad's done, I'll pray us out. Yeah. I think everybody here has a sub now, but I'll wait to pray us out. But yeah, so that's the plan is some Baldur's Gate today. I barely woke up in time for this stream. Well, I woke up then joined. Well, hey, at least you woke up with the Bible. So yeah, that's the plan. Is Thursday is going to be another double stream. Yes, go to bed. Get some sleep. Have a good night. See you later, DePrazo. But yeah, evening stream tomorrow or morning stream for DePrazo. Tomorrow. Not tomorrow for DePrazo. Day after for DePrazo. But yeah, evening stream tomorrow for our US members. Thursday is going to be a double stream again with Bible reading and then some more Baldur's Gate where we're going to do a Bible story. And then after on Friday is going to be a Bible stream and then some Dragon Age. I might stream a little bit on Saturday. I think Mr. Bird works on Saturday, if I remember right. So I might do a little streaming on Saturday. We're going to see. Weez is gonna see. But yeah. Yeah. So now that I have basically all the time, here, let me switch to just chatting. Boop. Where am I at? I'm gonna take the time between now and when I start Baldur's Gate here in a little bit to make sure that we're all good. So hopefully no scuff. But yeah, we're gonna play some Baldur's Gate 3. Today is just gonna be getting set up in it and making a character because I think it's gonna take me an hour to make a character. But I'm gonna need y'all's help with that. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I want y'all to come hang out. But on Thursday, tomorrow I have to clean my house. But Thursday we're gonna do Bible stream and then some more Baldur's Gate, and we're gonna do a Bible story while I play. And then next week we're gonna have kind of the same schedule of Bible readings and then Baldur's Gate next week as well. But some Bible stories thrown into Baldur's Gate. So it'll be fun. But now that the ads are over, I'm gonna pray us out, and then I'm gonna come back in a little bit after I have something to eat because I'm a little hungry now. Okay. Dear Lord, thank you for a great day of being in your word together, Lord. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to be in fellowship together as we finish up Genesis, Lord. Thank you for giving us this message of hope with Joseph, Lord, that your plan, even when it seems bad at the start, can turn to something good, Lord. Thank you. Be with each and every person as they go through their days. Lord, there's a few people here or might not be in the stream anymore that have some things weighing on them, Lord. Please be with each and every one of them. Keep your hand on them, Lord. Let them see you work, Lord. And be with those having a good day and good times, Lord. Let them be thankful and grateful to you. And be with each and every one of us as we go through our days and bring us back together at our appointed hour. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Well, thank you guys for coming to hang out and finish Genesis with me. I will see you guys in a little bit.